Authorizing. Authorizing.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Thank you for coming for episode 2. This is Pinstripes Uncensored. We got me, I'm CK, or Chris, as some of you know, and we got my guy right here, Anthony, king of the Pinstripes. You know him, Yankee gear all day, got pins on his hat sometimes, but not today. And you're in for a treat because this is episode 2. My guy, how you doing?
2 with balloons. How you doing, Chris?
How you doing, my guy?
Doing great. Let's get this started.
So baseball is back. The spring training games are in session, and we got some new Yankee news. Let's start it off with the Yankees extend Aaron Boone. How do you feel about this move?
I like this move. A lot of people didn't like it, but I love it because he's been a winner since he's been here. Like, I know all of us, it's championship or pretty much bust for us, but for me, he's been a winner. Was I Aaron Boone supporter from the beginning? I say no, but like I said, we got to give him his flowers.
All right, well, I'm on the opposite side. Let me get this straight, though. I've met Aaron Boone at a Talking Yanks event. Great guy and everything, but to extend him for another year when he hasn't won a World Series yet is kind of crazy, in my opinion, because Joe Girardi won the World Series in his second year with the Yankees, and Joe Torre won it in his first year. It is year 7, and we still haven't won a World Series yet. And we're still suffering from the World Series defeat from the Dodgers, where in Game 1, where he foolishly brought in Nestor Cortez over Tim Hill or even Marcus Stroman. And some of the decisions that he makes as a manager do not sit well with me or other fans, and that's where I'm at with that. I mean, we knew Boone was going to come back for the 2026 season. I have no problem with that. But 2027, you haven't done anything yet. I mean, hopefully he changes my mind with a successful 2026 season, and let's go from there.
Well, for me, it's different. I feel if Boone would have gotten fired a long time ago, we're pretty much going to bring in exactly the same guy like Aaron Boone. Could be worse, so might as well just go with a safer bet, in my opinion.
But you know who a guy who I really want to manage one day? I want Willie Randolph. Yankee ties, successful player, and a great coach. And he was a good manager with the Mets. I mean, he's managed young players, veterans. With this young squad, I think he could do wonders. And the next big breaking news was the Yankees got rid of their facial hair, allowing players to grow beards and mustaches. All right, how do you feel about that?
I feel like everything in this world changes at some point. I know many fans, they're really pissed off. They really don't get why they changed it so quickly, but I say quickly because it felt like it was like an overnight change, and all I care is about winning. If we win, we lose. That's all I care about.
Yeah, so we want players to be mentally prepared to play for a game, and if they're not comfortable being clean-shaven, they're not going to be performing at their highest level, i.e. Devin Williams, who's played most of his MLB career with a beard and facial hair.
Pretty much you're just saying whatever makes that person happy, let's just let it be.
Exactly. And I'm going to quote the boss, George Steinbrenner, the guy who made the facial hair. And people are saying, oh, the boss, we're not liked right now. But I'm going to say this. In a 60 Minutes interview, he said, winning is the most important thing. The only thing more important than winning is breathing. So as long as the team is winning, I think he would have no problem with it. And as long as the team is winning, everyone else should be okay with how the Yankees choose to have their facial hair.
For me, it's incredible how people made it such a big deal. Like, was I shocked? I was I was blown away.
I
But
see both
for it
sides of
to
the spectrum, but
take off the way it did, like it was like breaking news everywhere. I was like, okay,
I can
like
see both sides of the spectrum. But my opinion is, as long as they win, I'm happy. I don't care. I mean, like Brian Cashman said, he does not want the beard to grow that long, not like Duck Dynasty. Just
no,
like
yeah, I get
just
it.
trimmed, like the way how you have yours right now, or maybe even a bit longer, like the way how Devin Williams had it. Like that was perfect. All right, but we got a special guest copping on pretty soon. Should we let him know who it is?
Not yet.
Not yet,
Let's
not
just
yet.
let it. Let's just surprise him whenever he gets on.
We've
I'm gonna.
seen two spring training games so far. Who has impressed you so far?
Wow, impressed me so far. It is too early to tell. I'm not one that looks at spring training games and I'm like, oh, he's gonna be amazing this year. I just have to wait. Honestly, I just
Okay.
have to wait.
Yeah. Defensively, Squids impressed me, and I do think Cody Bellinger got a hit yesterday. He got a hit on Friday, but he looks good so far, so that's good to see. But
He does.
I have a question for you though.
Go ahead.
So the show's name is Pinstripes Uncensored. Which Yankee do you think represents Pinstripes Uncensored the best?
Pinstripes Uncensored the best.
I have one.
That's a good question. Someone that doesn't give a damn.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I think it's Garrett Cole.
Okay, okay. That's not where I was going, but I
He's a
like
very
that.
fiery guy. He Garrett Cole, he seems super nice, which he is. Let's just say that. But he would pretty much say whatever is on his mind, and he looks like a guy that could go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Going that route too. I had another fiery guy, pitcher, Carlos Rodon. You know, see, he's a man on the mound. When he's mad, he's great. He's genuinely him. Carlos, if you're watching, please stay true to you. A 16-game winner. Like Yankee fans seem to hate on this guy, but this guy keeps on winning, and he's going to be a big part of the Yankees team moving forward. So
A man that's very interesting, a man that never sleeps, someone who's in every single event in the world. Alex Day, so, my guy. What's up?
How
round of
are you?
applause. Round of applause.
I've been waiting to come on here for a while. I love what you guys are doing. And hey, it's almost opening day. Let's go, boys.
Yes,
I
sir. Yes,
appreciate you
sir.
for jumping on. You're the best. Tell you that all the time. So let's just get right into it. You want to tell everyone that's going to be listening who you are and what you do.
Yeah. My name is Alex Day. I'm a host and content creator. I do some broadcasts as well. And you can follow me on social at AlexDay7. I do a lot of interview content, a lot of Yankees content. And then I do a lot for Yes Network as well. Really more on the social digital side. And you'll see me doing stuff with players, with fans. And, you know, if you're on Instagram or TikTok and you're a Yankee fan, at some point you probably run into one of my clips.
If you're not following
Exactly.
Alex on Instagram, you're doing it wrong.
Hey,
Yeah,
thanks, Chris.
seriously. Yeah, seriously. So I'm gonna get right into it real quick. Facial hair policy. You had you know, little video you did describing your displeasure about it. Like, what do you think of the facial hair policy now?
First of all, I think in context, like what are we even talking about here? Like it's so minuscule in the grand scheme of things. I think it's important to keep that perspective that it's not even baseball. However, um, we've always had this feeling as Yankee fans of talking about tradition, legacy, the Yankee standard, no one player being bigger than the team. If I was starting a team in 2025, I would not have had that rule. But I think there was something special about the rule where, there's the old George Steinbrenner quote of there's all other MLB teams and then there's the Yankees. And there's certain things that when you get raised a Yankee fan, when you're a huge Yankee fan, that is part of what makes the Yankees different. There's so many things, including winning. I'm personally a tradition guy. I like that, you can go to pictures of Yankees in the 70s, the 80s, and 90s, and there's a Yankee way. You see Max Fried put on that jersey and shave, you say, that guy looks like a Yankee. There's a lot of jobs where you have to shave for work. There's a lot of jobs. And, I'll tell a quick story. Years ago, I worked for the organization in a producer role, and it was draft day, and I was there just doing video stuff, and I had about this amount of facial hair, like 2-day, 3-day scruff. Someone in the front office said to me, Alex, draft day, you couldn't shave for it? And you know what? He was right, and I was kind of embarrassed. And I personally like the rule. I don't think it's the end of the world. And the last thing I'll say is I really like Judge's quote saying, if you didn't want to come to the Yankees because of this rule, you probably weren't meant to be a Yankee in the first place.
So I see it as, I'm an old school guy, right?
Yep.
Been watching the Yankees since I was a little kid. I see like everything just changes in this world. Like rules from back then isn't the rules from for today.
Yep.
So I see it as I really don't care. Like it is what it is. All I care is about is winning. If we're losing, how the team is looking. Like I'm just one that I was like, all right, cool, whatever.
Right.
Let's just get ready.
Perspective.
I'm just ready for the season to start. It is what it is. Like many people in my DMs were really pissed off. For me, I could care less. Like I just leave it like that.
My perspective is George said this quote on the 60 Minutes interview. Winning is the most important thing. The only thing more important than winning is breathing. So as long as the team is winning, I'm happy with whatever they do.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, it's small in the grand scheme of things. I'd be really curious to know if Judge doesn't have a beard, are other guys going to be like, oh, maybe that means we shouldn't either because we do as the captain does. Obviously, Devin Williams, I think, was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back with this, and he'll have one, but it'll be interesting to see if guys follow that lead of Judge or if guys take advantage of the new rules.
So a question. So you started with overtime, or where did you start?
I bounced around a bunch in the beginning of my career. I worked for Duke for a year in 2016, and I was a producer for them. And then I worked for the Yankees for 3 seasons as a producer for them, the in-house video team. If you remember those commercials back in the day, like Bronx Yard Work or a lot of those spring training commercials, I was part of that team. So I was there from 2017 through the 2019 season, and then during COVID, they were doing pretty mass furloughs and layoffs and stuff. And then I started creating my own content, and then I worked for Overtime, which is a big sports digital media company. I was there for 3 years, and then I left last summer to be independent and freelance with other media companies like Yes Network, and it's been really great. But I've kind of done both sides of behind the camera and in front of the camera.
Are you doing like full time on Yes, or that's just?
No, not full time on Yes, but more so seasonal and doing certain shoots with them. And I was really grateful to be part of their postseason coverage, part of the World Series coverage, and whether it was on social or on TV, it was a very cool experience. So hopefully doing more of that again this year.
You ever want to be full time with Yes, or that's just something if it is?
I mean, absolutely. I think I'd be curious to know how it would go because I, have really built up my own brand and platform. And in many ways, I speak my mind pretty freely about the Yankees, respectfully, of course. And, I was in that building for a long time and in many ways still am. So as long as they would be, fine with me also doing my thing on social media, then yeah, I would love to. So too.
So on paper, speaking about the Yankees, on paper, this year's team. So I'm gonna just leave it blank. This year's team. How many wins you think this year's team is pretty much gonna have? And how many? And also, why do you think so?
I'm gonna say they are a 97 win team.
97?
97 win team. They don't feel like a 100-win team to me because I think you look at the lineup and too many things have to go right for them to be like a clear-cut 100-win team. I think they're pretty clearly on paper the best team in the American League. So that just tells you right there that there are going to be some teams in the basement that they can beat up on. But I think there's a lot of question marks, and I think it's hard to pencil in 100 wins when you have that many question marks. You're counting on that many guys, young guys to take leaps, old guys to have resurgent years. Some will be successful, some will not. And to me, that feels like a great team, but a team that you can't pencil in for 100 wins before the season starts.
So I'm worried about left field and also third base. Chris himself has a question about third base if you want to just get into that position right now.
Yeah, so my question is, out of three options, who do you think should be third base, or do you think the third baseman for the Yankees for the 2025 season is not on the roster yet?
I feel like DJ is going to start opening day at third because they're already paying him. I don't think, are 100% sure that DJ is done. I think this is DJ's last stand, and he had another full offseason. We're now further removed from the foot injury. I think they want to be 100% sure that DJ is done before they make a decision on, do they cut him, figuring out what they want to do with him. They need to be 100% sure. I think a lot of fans are 100% sure. Mm-hmm. I don't think they are, and that might just be the fact that they're paying him, but I'm going to say DJ is their opening day third baseman. However, Peraza can't be optioned, so that's going to make for an interesting decision. And I think they would rather have Oswaldo be that utility man, play every position, and not be locked down at third. If they just, I personally think Oswaldo is the best option of the three, but there is already a spot for Oswaldo, and you have certain contract decisions with DJ and Peraza. One you could lose out of your organization, the other you're already paying. I think you need to make sure that neither of those guys could be the answer first before you make Oswaldo your everyday third baseman.
So you're talking about DJ. For me, I'm scared about DJ because I believe when Cashman speaks and he says, okay, DJ is going to be our third, I'm like, in my opinion, one word, I'm like, damn, okay. That's what scares me because he really thinks DJ is the answer. And that's what's pretty much, it scares me as a Yankee fan.
But Anthony, I think there's a baseball way of looking at it and a business way of looking at it. And I think that kind of thing, that's a business thing. Let me ask you this. If they trotted out DJ there for opening day and, you got to let a guy ease into the season, what's your benchmark in the season to say, okay, if you don't get it going by this date, we're going elsewhere? What's that date for you?
Date? I say,
yeah.
For me, that date would be in the trade deadline.
Oh, okay. I wasn't.
Yeah, I'll say the trade deadline.
That was way longer than I was going to give them June 1st or Memorial Day weekend.
I was going to say till May.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, for me, it's like the trade deadline because it's going to give you, okay, this is what I see now from the first half. All right, let's see what we need now in the second half. So give it like a nice half a season to see how everything plays out.
If DJ's hitting 220 with no pop, he's not gonna make it to June. I hope so. I hope for the team's sake and his sake that doesn't happen. But fans are gonna be, you can't have a hole there. But I think there's a real chance that I would love to know who the starting third baseman is on
March
August.
27th.
Yes.
Yeah, so I did my research on you. You played club baseball during your time at Elon University.
Yeah.
If you were to have an at-bat song, what song would you choose?
Man, there's a couple different options. I think I would go Public Service Announcement by Jay-Z.
Yes, let's go Hove.
Hove, and I would go Three Little Birds by Bob Marley.
Okay, I could rock with those.
Yeah, I think that would be a nice sing-along one. And I also remember back in the day that Shane Victorino used to always do that when he was with the Phillies, then the Sox too. But I thought that was really cool how that song would start and then all the fans would sing that. And I love Bob Marley. Yeah.
So besides Aaron Judge, Cole, or even Devin Williams, which other Yankee do you see being a 2025 MLB All-Star for the Yankees?
I'm going to say Max Fried.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to say Max Fried. Okay. I really am optimistic about Fried. Okay. I'm going to say, and then hear me out, I'm going to say Austin Wells.
Yes, let's go. Let's go.
And I think that's partially the fact I'm a believer in Austin Wells, and I think he's a great player. And I
made
really
a huge improvement from his second year from his first year. So
for sure, I'm going to choose to look at his Memorial Day to Labor Day instead of his beginning and end of the seasons. But I also think that the catcher position really isn't that great in baseball right now. And I think whenever fans would complain about Wells or Trevino last year, I'd be like, take a look around. Like, who do you want? You know, there really aren't many great catchers in the game right now. And
yeah, they don't make catches like they used to.
No, at all. At all. I mean, how many great catchers are there in the game right now? You could count them on one hand, maybe two. So I'm gonna go with Wells there as an outside choice.
That's the question my co-host has been waiting for. I actually asked Keith and Pearson this question too.
I'm kind of nervous for this one. He said he has one that
all questions are good. Hit me with it, Chris. Hit me. I asked the weirdest question, so whatever you ask me can't be that weird.
All right, so we're in the month of February, Valentine's Day.
Yep.
If you were to have a New York Yankee as your wingman from past or present, which player would you choose?
Okay, Chris.
I asked Keith McPherson this question too.
Yep, I'm gonna say Tino Martinez.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say Tino Martinez because I know that Tino definitely had game. But I think if you went out with someone like Jeter's taking all the girls from you. You know, Jeter, you can't have your wingman be Derek Jeter because then you end up with nothing. So I'm going to say, which this is still true about Tino, but I feel like Tino is like a little bit more of – there's a normalcy to Tino Martinez that you can't really say about Derek Jeter. And then if it's a current player, I'll say Luke Weaver.
my guy.
That's his guy. Once you say Luke Weaver, you're gonna put a big smile on his face. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I think Luke Weaver would be fun to go out with. Luke Weaver is like just weird enough that you don't know where the night's gonna go, and Luke Weaver would probably go up to talk to anyone. Like I think.
Yeah, but Luke Weaver might pretty much steal all the girls as well. So he has like that charm. So it's like
if you're having a Yankee as a wingman, that is gonna be the case. But all things considered, like Luke Weaver is. How tall do you think Luke Weaver is? Maybe
I actually interviewed Luke Weaver. He's 6. That's said I put a big smile on my face when he said that.
How tall is Luke Weaver?
I'd
say he's at least 6, no taller than 6'2".
Wait, I'm saying like 5, like probably my height.
No, he's 6'2".
Okay, Luke Weaver 6'2", 170.
Is that with the cleats or without the cleats?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stick with Weave Dog.
All
right. So my choice for a past player as a hype man, Nick Swisher.
I like that, and he was a great wingman in his cameo in How I Met Your Mother too.
Yes, and for a current player, I want to steal Weaver, but I'm gonna go Jazz Chisholm.
Ooh,
guy.
got
I like
swag too. You can hook me up with gear, make me look
for
fresh.
sure, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. That's a big personality to have as a wingman, though. Although Luke Weaver too. Yeah, I like that Jazz pick.
Trying to grow to your level at Pinstripes Uncensored. There's many other kids that want to be sports content creators too.
Yeah.
Took my question.
What makes a great sports content creator, and how could someone get to the level of you?
I think consistency is number one. Like I've been consistently at this for a while where I've been posting stuff pretty much every day for the last over 4 years, 5 years. I think having a niche is really important, which I feel like you guys do a better job than I do. Where, if you follow my page, you might know me because you're a Yankee fan. You might like athlete interviews that aren't New York related. You might just be a New York sports fan because I'll do a lot of Giants, Rangers, Knicks. So I think if I were to do it all over again, I would be way more specific. But also, I get a little restless, and I have a lot of different interests. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do what makes me happy and what I want to cover. I also think that really short form content was my gateway into it. So, I really admire that you guys are starting this up with a podcast right now. I haven't, since I've really begun this content, like, post overtime journey, I haven't had a long form show, and that's really a goal of mine. So for me, I think short form content and really TikTok changed a lot for me, and seeing what other people are doing on there and creating game shows to tell stories and interview people. And I think those would be, consistency, have a niche, and I'm going to say short form content, because just from my experience, now I'm trying to do what you guys are doing, long form.
Oh, wow.
No, I appreciate that. You're the best. That's all I gotta say.
I appreciate it.
You met a lot of celebrities. Which celebrity had you pretty much starstruck?
Starstruck? Man,
I'm gonna say mine was Tina Martinez when I met him.
I think Mo. Pride. I think Mo for sure. That felt like a person who wasn't real. Like he's about to walk on water. I would say Mo, and then I would say maybe like the coolest athlete that I've worked with, I would say Josh Allen.
Wow.
Just because I think that a lot of times the bigger the star, sometimes the more guarded and reserved they are. They're a little more media trained. And Josh Allen to me was like the biggest star that was also a really normal, cool dude. Because everyone that I've worked with, like, I really don't have anything bad to say about anyone I've interviewed. I feel like everyone has been super gracious with their time, and the interviews have gone well. But I often find that the smaller the star, the bigger the personality. And he was kind of an exception where that's a superstar, and he was cool as hell too.
Lawrence Taylor, when I first met him,
yeah,
I thought that was a big, but when I talked to him, he was like actually pretty funny.
Oh, he's a loose cannon for sure.
Yeah.
He might say anything at any time.
Yeah.
So who's someone that you haven't met yet that you want to meet so bad?
I mean, Jeter's number one.
That's my number one.
By the way, to answer your other question about starstruck, and I met him once briefly in high school, but I met him last year, and meeting Henrik Lundqvist, I feel like I melted, I completely was starstruck and like couldn't get my words out. That was a big one for me too, meeting King Henrik.
That dude is like super cool. Combed hair.
Like James Bond.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh.
Wish the Rangers game a championship while I was here, though.
Yeah, I know. King without a crown. Yeah. Wait, and you said who was yours that you were starstruck by?
Mine was Tina Martinez.
Oh, Tina.
Meeting him in Pinstripe Pride, I was like in the back room. Once I saw him, I was like, all right, so what should I do next?
I know.
My head, I was like, all right, let me just introduce myself. He kind of knew who I was. Like, I'm always sliding his DMs, all that crap. So, so he
as us Yankee fans do.
yeah. So he knew as soon as I told him like my Instagram name and everything, like, he was like shocked to see me, and we was just talking, there and taking a picture with him is just so damn awesome, man.
Yeah.
He was like one of my favorites, other than Donnie Baseball. Like, it's weird because when I saw Donnie Baseball like in person for the first, meeting him in person for the first time, it felt like it was like we knew each other for like years. Like, he approached myself and whoever, others that I was with, he came up to us.
Yeah, I think I've heard he's just such a great guy. I've never met him before, but I mean, I think there's a lot of Yankee fans who would even say that they wish he was still part of the organization.
I always wanted to know why, like the reason of why. Like, he wasn't a bad person. He didn't do anything to hurt the brand.
Right. I would like to know where he was the last time there were openings. I guess if you wanted someone, you could always just make a job for them. But like, for instance, where was he? He was managing Miami in 2017. He was one manager of the year and Yankee captain, and really well respected in the game. So yeah, I would like to see him back in pinstripes at some point.
So the guy who I want to see in pinstripes, though, is the guy who actually succeeded as a player and a coached both veterans and young players, and had a career with the Mets, managed a career with the Mets. Willie Randolph, I thought, as a New York guy, would have been a good option.
For sure. And he hasn't really gotten another option in a long time. So I wonder if he'll get another crack at it. But yeah, Willie would have been a great option too.
So CK and I was talking about Aaron Boone getting a contract extension, but it's like, I told him, if he gets fired, someone else is going to be exactly like a replica of Aaron Boone. That's the next manager we're going to get after him. So I'd rather play it safe. Okay, cool. We got Aaron Boone for like 2 more years. That's like the safe bet. But if he would ever leave, let's say, the Yankees, who is someone you have like in mind?
I think Don Mattingly would definitely be an option. I think for sure. His name was also thrown around before, but I think David Cohn would be a really good blend of old school and new school. And he definitely has some bite to him that I don't think he would be as much of a player's manager. Coney is, we listen to so many games and he's a great guy, but I feel like he would also be a little bit of a tougher manager, maybe not quite like Girardi, but I think Don Mattingly would be a great option. The Boone extension was a little weird to me because I thought it would be fine. Like, I wasn't one of those people that was saying fire Boone. Like, that wasn't me at all. But I don't know if an extension was necessary or warranted. Like, you couldn't have just. I thought he's under contract this year. Like, let him play out his contract. Decide next. Like, Boone wouldn't have left this time next year if the Yankees wanted to keep him. I thought it was just a little bit unnecessary to extend him. It wasn't like he was about to be a free agent. He has another year left on his contract. I think his hiring overall has been, if I were to give it a grade, like a B. It's definitely not an A. I think
he has 1 year, so you can't give him an A.
Right. You can only give an A if they've won. So I wasn't saying fire Boone. I like having Boone as manager, but I just thought, why don't you just keep him and then decide this time next year? It felt so like preemptively, scary that he was going to leave. Like, I don't know, worry about it this time next year. I'm not sure if he would, Cashman said that he would get hired immediately if, or, whatever the quote was, how many teams would want him. That might be true, but like, I think you should only worry about yourself and make sure that someone is the right guy for the job. But I do like their emphasis on, wanting to have a manager for 10 years. And that, I love that. But I would have just been fine having him for this year and then deciding this time next year.
But
Actually, I got another question while I have it.
Yeah.
So I'm at Yankee Stadium. Where's your go meal at one of the concession stands? The Judge Burger, Lobel's, or somewhere else?
I'm gonna keep it real.
Lobel's is great. I get the Chicky Pete's. Like I like the crab fries. I think it's around it's either 107 or 117. But I'll get chicken tenders, crab fries, beer. That's like my first inning go to.
Let's go.
What about the chicken bucket that everybody loves? People bought chicken bucket last year just to re-sign Juan Soto. So
I mean, the chicken bucket is an American staple. I would never say anything bad about the chicken bucket, but you better come hungry, and your squad better come hungry too.
Want to know how popular the chicken bucket is? Whenever someone buys the chicken bucket itself, and they're going down the stairs in the bleachers, people go nuts. Like it's like the most amazing thing they ever seen in their life.
There we go, attaboy.
Yeah, chanting chicken bucket.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's a hot take for me, but I think the Grubhub tub is more impressive. How they combine the Soto in the chicken with the fries. That's impressive.
I know. I got to see what they add this year too. The Judge Burger is good.
That's my.
I can't do those milkshakes. Those are the ones I put my foot down. If I have one of those milkshakes, I need a nap after that. I can't watch a baseball game with one of those milkshakes.
Facts.
So since this is Pinstripes Uncensored, I can say whatever the hell I want. Keeping it real, the food pretty much sucks.
You think?
Yes. They're gonna hate me for it if anyone listens to this. What
would you like to see?
Huh?
What would you like to see?
I would like to see. Wow. I can't say. It's just it has to be better.
The food they have, you want to be better.
I say the chicken. The chicken tenders. It has to be way better.
Right. If you're gonna do the bucket, if you're gonna put 20 pieces of chicken in there,
then that thing has to be better. The fries sometimes is like cold and stale, and
they partner with Chick-fil-A, so one have a Chick-fil-A theme going on.
City Field.
Yeah, it's pretty good there. It's pretty good, but then you're at City Field.
Well, yeah, I don't want to get into that.
You're at City Field. At that point, I'd rather just go to a restaurant in New York.
Well, City Field to watch the Yankees.
Yeah, of course.
Then you got to get something to eat. But I
think I almost care more about the lines at Yankee Stadium than the food itself.
The lines?
I'm trying to get back to my seat here. That's what bothers me more than the food.
Oh, the lines is beyond awful.
The lines are
beyond.
All right, so I know you're a Giants fan too, but who do you want to see at number 3? Cam, Shador, or somebody else?
I would like Cam.
Let's go.
Yeah, I don't think either guy are a slam dunk, which scares me. But Dable and Shane need to win, and it needs to happen now. And I don't see
go with the hype.
Say it again.
I say you can't go with the hype.
No, you can't. I think there is no world that they let one of those guys pass them by if they're available at 3. So if Ward is taken top 2 and Sanders is there, they take Sanders. And I think vice versa. But if they're both there, then I would go with Ward.
So I just want to say something like I've been wanting to tell you.
Yeah.
Seeing you and your dad relationship from afar. My dad, don't know if you know, but my dad passed away 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, seeing that relationship from afar, just know that you bring joy into my life and other people that don't have a dad to experience that. I know you bring joy to, in their life, put on a smile. For me, when I see it, I have a smile on. So I just want to say that I love what you and your dad, go to games, celebrate the wins,
Thank you.
Having a relationship, bonding, having a real relationship like that is just very special.
I remember I first started. Thank you for that, man. And I remember I first started following you, I believe, right before your dad passed. And I have seen so many of the pictures of you and your dad at Yankee Stadium, and
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like for you guys, but my dad was one who made me a New York sports fan, a Yankees fan, a Rangers fan, and I just think that's what's so special about sports is it gets passed down from generation to generation. And, so much of me and my dad's relationship is centered around the Yankees, the Giants, the Rangers. And
Yeah.
as I've gotten to kind of make what I'm doing a career, it's been fun to, we would hit Yankee games so much as as a kid and stuff, and it's fun to go with him now and stuff. But I think it's really it's just a special part about, I think, even being a Yankees fan, where it goes from generation to generation. And, getting to go to games with him now, I feel extremely, extremely grateful. And, I mean, it's, I definitely don't take it for granted at all. And I know how much you and your dad went to Yankees games and how much he made you a Yankees fan and stuff. So that means a lot. And I'm going to make sure right after I get off this right now, I'm about to tell him that.
Tell your dad, say hi. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So when you did the videos with your grandmother, is it? Okay. How did that start? Because that is beyond amazing.
So I'm extremely close to my grandmother. In fact, my grandmother lives in my building in New York City. So I see her very often. And that has been our relationship for my whole life. Like, my grandmother is an immigrant and she does not understand sports. Anything I tell her, she's hanging on with every single word. And
yeah, but I love the advice that she just gives.
Oh, she gives no fucks. Like, she's like
Chris,
she gives.
We need to have his grandmother on Pinstripes Uncensored.
She's coming over for
blow us up.
I'm having her over for dinner tonight, and I might have to I might have to ask her some thoughts on things. But over Thanksgiving, I was at my parents' and watching the Giants just get pounded by the Cowboys, just get crushed. And I'm sitting there explaining it to her. My dad was just like secretly filming right then. He's like, I got to show you this. And it was very funny, and it did great. And then since then, maybe like a month after that, I posted the one explaining about Soto. And that one did crazy. And then about a month after that, a couple weeks ago, and it's my cousin Andrew who keeps filming these as well. He'll just be like, right, and explaining the Luka trade to her, and that was like one of my biggest videos of all time. And I'm like, damn, I put so much time into this, and something as simple as just explaining what's going on in the sports world to my 91-year-old Persian grandmother. It's just like, that's what it takes off, of course. Just not overthinking it, just like doing what I've been doing for 30 years, just trying to explain something to her that she doesn't know anything about or really cares, but she's just like super interested because I care about it.
Yeah. So Chris, in case you haven't seen it, go watch the videos. He's pretty much, if you ask her a question about Juan Soto and why he left, she would probably say like, yeah, if he wanted to leave, then
He's
him.
a bad guy. Bad guy.
Bad guy. He's money hungry, all that crap. So
and I have to explain it in very, like, I don't know, just very relatable words. Like, he left his friends, he left his friends, he abandoned his friends, and now he went just for a couple extra dollars. It's very layman terms, and it's become a funny series on my page. I might have to explain the Yankees facial hair policy to her tonight.
Yeah, you should. So speaking about Juan Soto, what is your opinion on that?
And how would you grade the plan after Juan Soto as well?
Okay, I think with Soto, I still think there's a lot we don't know, because the more quotes we hear, the more it sounded like the inevitable that he wasn't coming back. When you hear the fact that they never talked after the season, there was clearly stuff going on that we didn't know about.
He changed his number allegedly, all that.
Right. I don't know. Like, great player, seems like a great guy, but whatever happened, I don't know. I trust Judge, and it was clear that there was something going on in that locker room, and I think it was way more between Judge and Soto than really anything else. And
You think?
I do, because I think Soto wanted his own team. He didn't want to be he didn't want to be the guy who was playing second fiddle, and it was Judge's team. And I don't know, those quotes from Judge didn't make it seem like they got along that great, despite everything we saw on the field. And those quotes right after he signed didn't sound surprised. I don't know, like him asking for certain things, it felt like it very much went against the Yankee standard of no players bigger than the team. And I kind of, I'm bummed he's not a Yankee, super bummed, but I don't know. Like we get fed all this stuff on legacy and tradition, and he felt like someone who wanted more and more, and I'm bummed to not have him, but it seemed like there was a lot going on behind the scenes that made him not work out in New York.
Grade the offseason plan.
How to grade the offseason plan? I would say B-.
Okay.
And I'm going to say B- because, like, I love the Fried signing, but I don't like that deal. But I love the player. I thought the Devin Williams trade was great.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Goldschmidt is like kind of a crapshoot. That's just another. He could be great or he could be awful. We have no idea, but that's not. It's just another Band-Aid.
Do you want Guerrero Jr. at first, since there's rumors about it?
Yeah, are we going to give him $500 million? Maybe. I don't know. I don't feel great about that. Like, he doesn't feel like a guy who's going to age great to me. But
who I want is Kyle Tucker.
Would love Kyle Tucker.
That's who I want really bad.
Athletic, lefty, plays multiple positions, hits for power, has playoff experience, young. Yeah, I would love to have Kyle Tucker. So I'm going to say B-. The fact of the matter is they have it was all those deals I just said, and then they have a pretty glaring hole at third base. I guess I'll ding him a tiny bit for Soto, but I think Soto was more about Soto than it was the Yankees. I don't know. What grade would you give?
I'd say definitely a B, and adding Cody Bellinger too.
Oh my God, I forgot about Bellinger. Yes.
Oh, how can you forget about Bellinger?
How did I forget about Bellinger? I love the Bellinger move too. So you know what? I would say, yeah, I'm going to stick with. I could be talked into a B, but I'm definitely not going above a B.
Yeah, because I think with the Cody Bellinger, you can do a lot with him. You can put him from leadoff to third. That's why I like that move too.
Totally. If anything, and we'll see how this year goes, I'm kind of bummed he's only 1 year. There's a good chance he opts out after this year, but we didn't really give up much for him.
I got one while you're thinking of it. So any of the past Yankee legends, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig from top on, who would you want to interview?
I think Mickey Mantle.
Yes, I'd be a character.
I think Mickey Mantle, of course, is Mickey Mantle and a legend, but I think he was also good. Actually, I'm going to change it to Yogi. Because all the reasons I was about to give for Mickey Mantle, I think Yogi probably would have given some great quotes. And,
yes.
I just have this dream as a reporter of getting one of those quotes, and then all of a sudden a Yogiism comes to light because of a question you asked. That would be a dream.
For me, I think Reggie Jackson might be unfiltered, and I would want to. I'm gonna do that.
Oh, you want it unfiltered? Sheesh.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, yeah, Reggie. I don't. Some of the Reggie stuff in recent years has kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit, but I would still love to meet Reggie.
So I had a lot of love and respect for him until everything was Houston Astros for him.
Yeah, what?
Like, it's like he goes to Houston and it's like, okay, Astros 24/7. and he forgot pretty much where he
It
came
was
from.
just a
He
penny.
was at spring training though. He was at spring training
Well,
recently.
now,
Yeah,
including Roger Clemens, so
yeah. It was. I was interested
surprised.
seeing Rocket there. I like it though.
Speaking of
All right,
Rocky, do you think he belongs in the Hall of Fame?
No,
No. Okay.
no. I'm.
You think A-Rod belongs in the Hall of Fame?
A-Rod definitely not. A-Rod definitely not. And here are my definitely nots. My definitely nots are Manny, A-Rod, and Cano. If you got caught twice after the steroid era, no, you're not. You can't be in that. Then you just disrespected the game. If anything, I'd put Clemens in before those guys.
Will you put Andy Pettit
Yeah, I'd put Pettit in.
in the Hall of Fame?
Pettit took some cream for his knee at the end of his career coming off of ACL surgery. That feels a little bit different than being juiced out of your mind. If you did it twice, nah, you disrespected the game too much. I don't know why that's but like, I guess I could get talked into some of the other guys because it was the steroid era and Bud Selig was turning a blind eye. But I mean, no, I'm not putting Manny or A-Rod or Cano. Who are the other guys who got caught twice? Ryan Braun, definitely not. Like, who are the other guys who got caught twice? But I'm not putting any of them in.
Chris, I just want to thank you for starting something. So let's just keep on going. Mark McGwire.
McGwire and Sosa are hard because they were just like pure steroid.
Well, that 61 home runs by McGwire. He's not Hall of Famer now.
Juiced out of their minds. My thing with like Clemens or Bonds was if you cut their career in half of like steroids in their 30s, great latter half of their career, they were Hall of Famers just in the first half of their career. Clemens with Boston, Bonds with Pittsburgh.
A-Rod as well. Like A-Rod when he was in Seattle, he was
A-Rod took it twice. A-Rod just too much.
Should the Yankees retire his number 13?
No.
I just want to hear the opinion because now
I agree.
The juice conversation is getting now extra juicy.
So. Yeah, no, I think. I mean, look, A-Rod was such a good player. A-Rod didn't need to take steroids at all. Like, we're talking about one of the best baseball players of all time. There got to be some consequences, man. There have to be some consequences, and I liked watching him play. I'm thankful for 2009. You get caught taking steroids twice. You sue the Yankees. Sue the Yankees. He will never get his number retired after suing the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Suing the Yankees after he was lying about it. It's just I couldn't see that. I mean, that's not opinion. That's true. He took steroids twice, lied about it, sued the Yankees. I don't see the Steinbrenner family then saying, we're going to retire your number. I don't see it.
Right. How about Melky Cabrera?
At least into my next question. Besides,
Melky Cabrera's in my Hall of Fame. Absolutely. You know what? We're talking about wingmen. I would have loved to go out with Melky and Robbie Cano back in the day because, there are always rumors that they traded away Melky because he was a bad influence on Cano. Because those two would go out in like Washington Heights, and then those two would be tearing it up back in the day.
Oh, I'm from Washington Heights, so shout out to the Heights.
Shout out to the Heights. Yeah, the rumor. There has to be, when there's smoke, there's fire. There has to be truth to it that those two were tearing it up back in the day.
Oh man!
All right, so you brought up the topic of retired numbers. I think CC Sabathia's number 52 should be retired. Do you think number 52 should be retired? Yes. And which Yankee after CC do you think should get retired?
I was thinking about this the other day. After CC, I think the next two would probably be 99.
Yes.
And if they win, 45.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Other than that,
very interesting.
There are no past Yankees that I'm retiring their number, right?
A-Rod.
Gardy, maybe, but
Gardy? They didn't even have a retirement ceremony for him.
Yeah, they pretty
They
much forgotten about him.
yeah, they kind of. I don't want to say they.
It's sad.
After CC, it's Aaron Judge.
Yeah,
And if Garrett Cole wins one, like you said, I think Garrett Cole, because I think he's been a Yankee since 2019, quite some time, and he won a Cy Young with us, so it makes perfect sense if he wins one to get his number retired.
Cole has to win a World Series.
Yeah. All right, we're both going to ask one question. So there's
Yeah.
a prospect, Spencer Jones. I'm very high on him. Anthony's very high on him too. What do you think his potential could be as a New York Yankee?
I think he has a ton of potential. I would love to see him. However, I just don't want – they just have to be decisive in whatever they decide with him. Like, if they think he's not part of the future, I want them to trade him. If they think he is part of the future, I want them to give him the same leash that they've given Volpe. I just want decisiveness because I don't want it to be that, he's in the minors and then he's still in the minors. And now he's starting to get exposed a little bit. And now you're not sure if he's part of the future. And now his trade value isn't as high. Like, we've seen that movie too many times. So I just want them to be decisive in whatever they decide, whether he's part of the future or not. But he looks like a great player. He didn't have a great year last year, though.
You think Cashman and the Yankee organization hangs on to their prospects too long and then just pretty much give them up for nothing? For example, Gleyber Torres, they didn't see him as,
Right.
the star they thought he was going to be in second. They had a couple of years to trade him. A couple of trade deadlines went by, and now he walked out the organization for nothing. So, what do you think about that?
I think there's been a lot of indecisiveness because think about how many prospects haven't panned out. I mean, look at the baby bombers. Where are the baby bombers now? Other than Judge, Tyler Austin, Gary, Sevy, Bird, like just none of them are Yankees. So whether it's holding on to guys for too long or them getting called up and not panning out, there's always been something. So I'm not sure if you could pinpoint it as much as you could just say it hasn't been an overwhelming success. And I think they haven't been decisive enough of how they feel about guys. That's why I do like how long of a leash they've given Volpe. I still think that if you put Miguel Andujar in this third base conversation for spring training, that he could make a statement at third base, even though that's not true. But yeah, I think they just need to be decisive about these young, Florial, Clint Frazier. Like, so they could have traded these guys when they had a lot higher value, or they could have, given them a much longer leash.
So my opinion for Cashman is he wants certain players back in trades, right?
I'm cool with that.
Like they hold on. Okay, now that player leaves next year or the year after, they just walk out the door. For me, he wants to trade, for example, Gleyber Torres for Mike Trout, right? Sometimes he has to understand you got to get back something. That's better than letting someone walk out.
Gleyber was a tough situation, though, because Gleyber had all-star seasons. He had a near MVP type of season in 2019. And I think when you look at the Judge era, I think a lot was falling on the shoulders of Gleyber being that guy. And I think after 2019, Gleyber wasn't that guy. So then what do you do? Maybe you could have traded him at some point, but like the best solution for the Yankees was Gleyber turning into that guy again, and then I think it became clear that he wasn't part of the future, and then he doesn't really have that much value. So maybe you're better off just holding on to him. I completely agree with what you're saying, but Gleyber was such a weird situation, man. And it bums me out that it didn't fully work out with him because he was a great Yankee, but it was time. We'll do
Yeah, I
this.
have one more. So,
Yeah, for sure.
seeing the landscape of New York sports, why Boston and LA? It's always the same two cities winning championships. And as of late, this is no disrespect to the soccer team and no disrespect to the New York Liberty, but they're the only two that pretty much gave us our recent championships. Where did we go wrong as like the city of New York organizations and you name it?
Well, I think down in Manhattan with Knicks and Rangers, I think a lot has been chronicled about James Dolan, and I think his interference with the Knicks and the Rangers, I think, has been tough. You could point to a number of things, but it's crazy that it's been 15, 16 years. The Mets haven't won in forever. I think so much of that is Wilpon related, and I really feel like the importance of ownership in sports can't be understated. There's a reason that some of these teams don't win for a really long time. Cleveland Browns, like, you're telling me there isn't something going on with that, but how could it be that they have a different coach every 2 years and they're bad every single year? So I actually really don't think that is what it is with the Yankees. I think you look at the why have the Yankees not won since 09? Well, after they won in 09, it was kind of the end of core four for those 5-6 years. This window has been the Judge era since 2017. They could have easily won in 17 or 19. And the last couple of years, this has been the frustrating years for Yankee fans, saying, are we really going to let this Judge and Cole era go by without winning one when this is it right here? So, it's hard to say. I mean, the Dodgers are spending like it's monopoly money. The Mets are spending like it's monopoly money. But, yeah, the state of New York sports is in a rough place. I mean, the Rangers were kind of close last year, but they really weren't. They were 6 wins away, but they got spanked by Florida. The Knicks are good this year, but they're in that second tier. The Nets are bad.
Jets super bad, always been.
Always. I think football, I think it'll be one of the New York baseball teams that wins next.
So I came to a point like that. So I'm not a Jets fan, Islanders fan, Nets fan, but right now where New York is, I don't care who wins.
Don't say it, Ant.
Give us something. For me, I'm not going to celebrate, right? I'm not celebrating. I'm not going to the parades.
No, I can't have that.
As New York, give us something. Like, it's always Boston.
I'm too much of a hater, Ant.
No, I know. Same here. But it's like I tell you, things changed, right? Things change in life. Just give me something. Like,
let me ask you, who are you rooting for in the Super Bowl?
In the Super Bowl?
Kansas City, no question.
Who?
Kansas City, no question. I hate the Eagles.
Oh, man. You know what? That's true. Wait.
BK, I'm so with you.
You're a Giants fan.
And their Philadelphia fan base.
Get ready.
Biggest scumbags on planet Earth. I'm sorry.
I was about to have the Patrick Mahomes haircut.
Quick. Get ready for this one. I'm going to say it right now. I'm a Giants fan. Okay? I was rooting for the Eagles.
Oh,
No. But listen, I did not want Kansas City to go in the history books.
Why?
I think they're annoying as shit, right?
No, you're a Giants fan. You root for Steve Spagnuolo too.
Wait, there you go. What? You'd rather have the Patriots hold on to those records?
Yeah, they're already old news. I could care less. I
way more like Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid than Bill Belichick and Tom Brady from Boston.
No.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you.
And then playing against the Eagles? You kidding me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Oh, not even close.
Saquon Barkley, I feel bad for him, right? The way the Giants treated him. So I am very happy that he won a Super Bowl in his first year. Like, you can't hate on that. He's been a class act since he's been in the Giants.
He's
right.
right. He's
And
been a class act. He's a great player. I've interviewed him a bunch of times. I know him. He's a
Right.
great dude.
But the next thing,
he was right to leave the Giants. He was 100%
Yes.
right to leave the Giants.
Mhm.
But I
Yes.
can't root for him in the Eagles jersey.
No,
I just
no,
can't.
Yes,
I wasn't like
I agree with
rooting,
you.
like,
I
right,
agree.
every time they scored, I wasn't clapping. It was just one of those things like, okay, KC lost. I'm good.
I was bummed. I was bummed.
I was bummed.
Really?
I was bummed too.
Yeah.
Like, again, I don't like Philly. I just wanted Saquon to win, Hurts to get his first one.
Can I give a Jalen Hurts counterpoint? As someone who also really likes Jalen Hurts,
Go
I
ahead.
think in sports, everyone loves an underdog story, and everyone wants to feel like the underdog. Jalen Hurts is one of the best high school recruits coming out of high school. Jalen Hurts won a national championship and won a Heisman, and should have been a first-round pick, was a second-round pick. Who's overlooking Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts isn't an underdog. Like us, we're underdogs here, Ant and Chris. That guy has been doing it for more than half his life. That guy is the real deal, and I'm a fan of his.
But you hear the noise that goes like towards
For
him.
sure, but I think some of that noise was also somewhat warranted. Like, he's been a great quarterback, but I think until you win, like, there's people saying that about Burrow and Josh Allen. Is it fair? No.
I hate to
Those
fact
guys
check
are
you.
great.
I
But,
hate to fact check you, Alex, but Joe Burrow won the Heisman in 2019, not Hurts.
Did Hurts not win the Heisman when he was with Oklahoma?
No.
Oh, I guess it was 2019 after. Okay. Because he was a finalist with Bama and Oklahoma. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. I'm wrong. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
No, but still, I mean, what, he finished second that year? He had an unbelievable year with Oklahoma. Like, I don't know. Jalen Hurts is just like a star to me. Like, I don't get the underdog thing with Jalen Hurts. He's just a great quarterback, you know?
Yeah.
But it's a great story, and he does seem like that's the thing. Like, Saquon, class act. Jalen Hurts, class act. Devontae Smith, another guy. Like,
Kansas City, not a class act.
who?
No,
Who?
Mahomes Patrick is a class act.
Who?
Patrick
Tell me
Mahomes
who's not
is
a class act.
He's not?
You ready for this?
Oh, okay.
Patrick Mahomes.
What?
No. Kelsey, wait. Yeah. Travis Kelce.
Chris Jones.
He got little.
You got a big head.
Yeah.
Man, if I was dating the biggest pop star in the world, I'd be a pain in the ass too. The fact that people would rather see or like the Patriots dynasty more than the Chiefs dynasty really confuses me. That baffles me.
I used to hate Tom Brady, Bill Belichick. Now I respect the shit out of them. Like,
and by the way, once Mahomes and Reed retire, you're gonna feel the same way about them.
No. That's
100%.
No. Well, that's the thing. I don't want to even think about that because then that means we're like super old. So
I want Mahomes to pass him.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that would be a great, because I mean the way that people from Boston talked for the last 20 years, if that could get erased by Patrick Mahomes and Andy, I mean, that they couldn't even. How many years could they say that after those guys retired? Like right when their dynasty ended, a new one retired. Woo! That'd be beautiful. I love it. I eat it up.
I hate the Chiefs. Put it that way.
Hey, opening day soon.
Me and Alex are in line. We're not with. I'm not with you, Anthony.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys, but I was going for the Eagles. Michael Strahan was waving a flag, so if you want,
don't remind me.
That was fucked up.
That was fucked up.
I wasn't waving a flag. It's just me from afar. That's it.
Nope. Let me. You know what it's like. Who'd you root for in the World Series? The Astros or the Dodgers?
That's the thing. I'm not gonna even turn it on.
No, who are you rooting for?
The Dodgers.
If I have a choice, Like my life is on the line, and I have to pick.
Dodgers, Astros. There is a right answer to this.
Damn, that's a good one, man.
Yeah,
It's a good
exactly.
one. You don't have to
I
think
think
about
I
it.
don't like that much then, because I probably won't pick.
It's got to be the Dodgers. Got to be.
Really?
Got to
Yeah.
be. Got to be. Got to be.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not picking that one.
Yeah, to me, that's not even close.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Dodgers, Red Sox, same thing.
Yes, 100%.
Easy.
Oh, can I say something?
I'm afraid. I don't think you should.
Let's hear it.
I'm going to say it anyways. I probably pick Boston over the Dodgers.
Yo, come on.
I'm just saying because I think the Dodgers, I'm not going to say anything because LA fans, they too, and the Dodgers, yeah. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to be nice.
How could the king of pinstripes root for the Red Sox?
Well, but that's the thing. I'm not putting on their jersey or anything. So, for example, I think the Dodgers are
as a Yankee fan, you
right
root
now.
for two teams: the Yankees
annoying.
and whoever plays against the Red Sox.
Have we, as of late, right, had any rivalry with the Boston Red Sox? Is it the same?
Yes. In 2017.
Still the same?
Will it ever be like it was in the early 2000s?
Yes, exactly.
No,
that's why I don't even think about them.
No. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. There's rivalries that are just because of the current team versus.
Oh no, but you said I have to pick one,
right?
So.
And then there's organizational rivalries. For instance, if the Warriors and the Cavs played tomorrow, you aren't watching that game. But in 2016, 2017. That's like one of the greatest NBA rivalries of all time when they played each other in the finals every year, Curry versus LeBron. Like I didn't grow up hating the Dodgers. I didn't even hate the Dodgers 5 years ago.
No, I hate them now. That's for sure.
I kind of do, but like I honestly even don't hate. Like I hate that they signed these people. I hate that they beat us.
And then they spoke a lot. They talked a lot of crap.
But their three best players, I'm like I can't hate as much as I want to.
Boston for us,
Ohtani, Freeman, and Betts. Like I will hate whoever wears the Red Sox jersey. I don't feel the same way. But
I'm saying if I have to pick and choose, if there's like a World Series between them, I don't want Dodgers to win.
If the Dodgers played the Red Sox
to win, but
if the Dodgers played the Red Sox in LA, I'd be walking out of center field singing "It Was a Good Day" like Ice Cube was, wearing a Dodgers jacket.
As long, pretty much, I'm gonna say it like this: as long as the Dodgers lose, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Down vote. Chris and I are down voting that.
I'm a hater. Like I really hate the Dodgers and the fan base.
Fan base sucks. It's not worse than Boston.
Oh,
or Eagles.
Yeah, I give you that, but like I said, Boston is already they've already been swept underneath the rug, pretty much. Like there's no big rivalry going on, so
it's always a big rivalry.
Like if you think about back in the days, yes, F them. Now I don't even think about them. I think more.
I think about
of the Astros and the Dodgers.
No.
I was gonna climb up the ladder.
Better question is if the Mets played the Red Sox.
I'm not getting into this because
I never root for the Red Sox. I know DNA in me that root for the Red Sox.
I'm with you.
You root for the Red Sox?
No, I root for the Mets.
If the Mets played the Red Sox in the World Series, I would have to. I'd first root for Bane to come out on the field.
No, so that's what comes back to the question of we need someone to bring a championship back to New York. Like at this point, I don't care who does.
No, I'm not rooting for
I'm not gonna root, but it's like I feel like LA Boston takes every single hardware possible in sports. So it's time for New York to put their boots on and get to work.
Yeah,
that I agree on.
Yeah,
thank you.
This has been fun, guys.
I appreciate that.
Bang. All right, fellas.
I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too.
That was a fire interview. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My co-host Anthony did. Yo, talk to them. How do you feel?
Loved it. I love Alex. He's a guy that I see from afar. I'm like, he's making it in life. I love people that makes it in life and wins. It's pretty hard to win. So
one of the good guys too that made it.
Yeah, great. A real genuine guy that's winning. I love that shit. Like honestly, it's hard to do. And that is something that you and I pretty much want to do because we're so passionate about sports and what we will love to do in life. So
Anthony, what you got to say to the people?
Just want to say I hope you like the interview. Just know I do not like Boston and I do not like Kansas City and I do not like the Dodgers. So just know at the end of the interview, it's gonna be some head shaking, scratching.
I got one head shaking right here.
Yeah, but they told me to pick, so I picked, and that's it. But thank you to Alex. I appreciate you. Thank you for being on. Thank you for being amazing. And I appreciate all the love and support.
Well, thank you for rocking us with episode 2. There's been a lot of fun. We can't wait for episode 3. Say the Pinstripes Uncensored.
Here goes the balloons.
Balloons to celebrate episode 2. Episode 3 on the way. We got plenty more. It's going to be a fun Yankee season, and we want to take you along with our journey. So thank you for watching. On behalf of my co-host, King of the Pinstripes, this is CK, and we're out.